Before starting construction work, we need to understand the job, identify what could go wrong, and put effective controls in place. Hi everyone, Safety Sam here. Today we're looking at the job safety analysis, commonly called a JSA. A JSA is a structured method for breaking a job into logical steps, identifying the hazards connected with each step, and establishing the safest way to perform the work. You may also hear the term Job Hazard Analysis, or JHA. The objective is the same. Understand the relationship between the worker, task, tools, and work environment before someone is harmed. A JSA is not just a form or signature sheet. It must reflect the actual job and current site conditions. First, select the job to analyze. Give priority to work with previous incidents or near misses, tasks capable of causing severe injury, unfamiliar or non-routine work, jobs affected by changes, and complex activities requiring written instructions. If you discover an immediate danger, stop and correct it. Never leave a serious hazard uncontrolled while waiting to finish paperwork. Second, involve the workers who perform the task. They understand practical difficulties, equipment limitations, and changing conditions that may not be obvious from an office. Observe the job where practical. Discuss known problems, incidents, and near misses. Remember, analyze the job, not the worker. Third, break the job into logical steps in the order they will occur. Each step should describe one main action. Do not make the steps so broad that hazards disappear, or so detailed that the JSA becomes difficult to use. For an angle grinding task, the steps might be 1. Inspect the work area and equipment. 2. Prepare and secure the material. 3. Fit the correct disc and guard. 4. Perform the grinding. 5. Isolate the grinder and clean the area. Confirm the steps with the workers before continuing. 4th, identify hazards for every step. Ask, what could go wrong? Who could be exposed? How could it happen? What would the consequences be? What additional factors could contribute? How likely is it? Angle grinding hazards may include a damaged disc, incorrect guard position, sparks reaching combustible material, flying fragments, noise, dust, electric shock, entanglement, and loss of control. Also examine the environment. Other workers, restricted access, poor lighting, wet conditions, and nearby operations may create additional hazards. 5th, select controls using the hierarchy of controls. Start with elimination. Can the hazardous work be avoided? Then consider substitution. Can a safer method, tool, or material be used? Apply engineering controls such as guards, extraction, barriers, and physical separation. Administrative controls may include permits, exclusion zones, inspections, competency requirements, and safe procedures. Finally, identify the required personal protective equipment. Angle grinding controls may include selecting the correct grinder and disc, inspecting the equipment, securing the material, maintaining the guard and side handle, removing combustible materials, controlling sparks, establishing an exclusion zone, using dust extraction, and wearing suitable eye, face, hearing, respiratory, hand, and body protection. PPE matters, but it should never be the only control considered. Before starting, brief everyone involved. Review the steps, hazards, controls, and responsibilities. Verify that the equipment, barriers, permits, and PPE are actually in place. A signature does not prove understanding. Invite questions and ask workers to explain critical controls in their own words. If required controls are unavailable, the job must not begin. Finally, remember that a JSA is based on the conditions assessed at that time. Stop and review it when the scope, method, equipment, workforce, weather, access, or surrounding operations change. Review it after an incident, near miss, or discovery of a new hazard. If conditions change, the JSA must change. Remember the process. Select the job. Involve the workforce. Break the job into steps. Identify the hazards. Choose effective controls. Communicate, verify, and review. A good JSA is a practical planning tool. It helps people think through the work before exposure begins. It is not permission to continue with uncontrolled risk. This is Safety SAM. Plan the job, control the hazards, work safe, and go home safe.